The topic of my speech today is individual case study of Alexandra Hotel, and my name is Ripeng Wang. So the first is outline of presentation. In this case, from the perspective of human resource management theory and concept, we identify and analyze the problems in the recruitment and selection, training and management of Alexandra Hotel organization to find out the key problems and take corresponding measures. Introduction. The structure of the hotel in this picture. From the top to bottom are the general manager Maureen. She had 17 years of experience but no management training. She developed an intense work schedule of 70 to 80 hours, 6 days a week. The deputy manager Chris. Chris has an H&D in hospitality management and worked in hospitality for a year. But because of his salary, he has no plans to stay at the Alexandra much longer and is not involved in any aspect of running it. The general manager Sue and Jenny, both hotel management gurus, spend most of their spare time together in their bedroom, which is lined with a private hallway. They were appointed 2 months into the job, but 6 months later they two had lost their enthusiasm for the job. Public bar manager Bill. Bill is in complete control of his region. He has over 30 years of professional experience and demands total loyalty from his employees. Restaurant manager John is Bill's nephew, who spends most of his time working on contact the catering business and never shows up at the hotel. Assistant housekeeper Jane. Jane is highly motivated employee who has worked her way up to management level and have a strong sense of responsibility and ability. Shift leader Sandra. She was recently appointed and has both qualifications and experience. Sales chief Jimmy. Jimmy has an insatiable personality and a low level of work, and was seen as someone who could work around rather than together. Assistant functions manager Carol. She is effusive toward colleagues. All talk, no action. Do what they want, simply run your own department. The suggestion of them. On the fifth is recruitment and selection, training and management. There are several ways to deal with this. The recruitment and selection, onboarding, training, adopting a strategic recruitment approach. The training and management, promote employee participation in development and leadership developing training. The task steps that they need to be carried. Onboarding training is the planning and presentation, to welcome and introduction, to provide basic knowledge, to skills training, to knowledge sharing, to product and feedback, to networking and inclusion, to follow up and assessment. The adopting a strategic recruitment approach is recruitment object setting, to recruitment strategy development, to candidate screening, to selection decisions, to interview and negotiation, to introduction preparation, to tracking and evaluation. The employee engagement in development is goal setting, to comprehensive assessment, to resource preparation, to career planning, to experience building, to performance feedback, to motivation and regression. The leadership development training is needed to identity candidates, to development training plans, to provide knowledge and skills to practice and feedback, to mentor graduates, to ongoing assessment and development. The people carrying out each task. To onboarding training is the Chris, Sue, and Jenny. The approach staff for operation are Chris and Sue Jenny. As the assistant manager, Chris has a degree in hotel management and 1 year of work experience. But due to salary, he has no plan to stay at Alexandra for a long time. So he needs an introduction training to increase his involvement in the hotel operation. For Sue and Jenny as general managers who lost the enthusiasm for their jobs after 6 months, despite having a degree in hospitality management, already helped to regretting their interest and engagement in their jobs. To adopting a strategic recruitment approach as well. The employee who is suitable for strategic recruitment approach as well. With over 30 years of professional experience, Bill has complete control over his region and demands loyalty from his employees. For employees with rich experience and leadership, a strategic recruitment approach can better match his skills and experience and contribute to the long-term development of the organization. The facing employee participation in development are Jane and Sandra. Jane is a highly motivated employee who has worked her way up through the management ranks. She has a strong sense of responsibility and ability. Sandra has recently been appointed as a squad leader has the relevant qualifications and experience. These two employees can further enhance their abilities and career development by promoting employee participation in development, such as setting goals, providing training, and providing development opportunities. The suitable employees for leadership training are John and Carol. John Bell's nephew runs his own contract catering business most of the time and is rarely seen at the hotel. Leadership training can help him improve his leadership skills and better manage the hotel business. Carol is very enthusiastic when interested with her careers, but takes a hands-off approach when it comes to her own department. Leadership training can help her take a more active leadership role in her department and improve team effectiveness. Timeline and allocation of task completion. The operation training is the time agreement is operation training should be agreed in the employee's rest day or free time during the work period to avoid too much interference with the workload. And it means select a suitable meeting room or training room within the hotel to ensure sufficient space and equipment to meet the training needs. For the strategic recruitment methods can be conducted in regular meetings or management seminars or for the hotel management, which are scheduled according to the available time of the participants. They need to select the meeting room suitable for the management meeting and ensure that the meet environment is comfortable and supported by necessary equipment. For employee engagement in development is scheduling. Arrange for employee environment activities to take place during rest days or free time during work hours to ensure full participation of employees. Any depending on the nature and the schedule of the event, it can be held in a relatively relaxing place such as an open space in a hotel or a resting area. The last is the leadership development training. According to contact and plan of leadership training, the training activities are divided into several stages and graded in the rest day or free time during the work period. The type of costs are training cost, time cost, performance cost, recruitment cost, and development cost. For the potential problems are high employee turnover, and since Chris has no long-term plans to stay at Alexandra, there is a risk of high staff turnover. This may lead to the waste of resource investment in training and development, and may also affect the stable operation of the hotel. The second is lack of employee motivation and engagement. For Sue and Jenny as tenure management are a loss of a system for their work in a short period of time may affect their performance and engagement. Even with induction training, it may be different to improve their performance without addressing their motivation and engagement issues. The lack of leadership. Restaurant manager John and functions manager Carol may have a lack of leadership. If leadership training fails to address their leadership defections, it may affect the management effectiveness of the hotel and the performance of the team. Resource contentions. Working hours can be up to 70 to 80 hours a day, 6 days a week. Hours a week, 6 days a week, which can lead to resource and time constraints for employees and management. In such case, the training and development needs to employment plan may be limited to its full effect. The employee do not adapt to change. For employees, planning changes may bring a certain amount of discomfort and resistance. Especially for Bill as public bar manager and other line managers, there may be a resistance to change or difficulty depending. The last is the references, and thanks for watching. That's all.